Hello and welcome to the channel that covers everything where health and technology meet. Now, I was planning to make a completely different video today, but my recent experience with Fitbit moved them right to the top of the list. So if I seem a little less prepared than normal, maybe that's because I rushed into this a little bit. And that's because I am a bit heated. And so while I'm really frustrated with Fitbit, I'm going to do my best not to show it. Because I don't want you to watch this and go, oh, that guy created this video just to rage on the internet because he's upset. I want this to be something you can use to make a better decision for yourself. So I'm going to share with you why I'm so upset with Fitbit and also what device I plan to use going forward as a fitness tracker. But first, let's just take a second to talk about Fitbit in general. Recently, I created a video comparing the Whoop, the Apple Watch, and the Fitbit. And in that, I basically said that I think Fitbit is probably the best option for most people. And that's probably still the case. And the reason for that is just the type of data they collect, the sensors they have, what information they present, the way they have motivational tools, and the ease of use of just jumping into the product and using it. This is just better structure for people that don't have very specific needs and just want to say, I don't want something overly complicated. Make it easy for me, but help me motivate myself and understand what I'm doing so I can push myself and try to reach my health goals. And Fitbit is structured in that way, so they still fit that need and probably do a good job with that. So even though I'm about to say some negative things about Fitbit, just use that as one of your decision factors on deciding what's best for you. Because Fitbit may still be that. I never want to say something in one of my videos that completely steers someone away from the product that might be best for them. So that's why I made sure to include this segment. But now let's jump into why I'm so upset, and you can use that information to help you make a better decision. So there are really three main reasons that I am done with Fitbit, and I'm going to try to keep this on point so that way you can get the information and move on, and I'm not going to just keep going on and on about my frustrations. Hey, Editor Travis jumping in here real quick for my first of two segments. The second one is going to talk about Fitbit actually got back to me after I completed filming this, so I want to let you know what they said. But first, I realized that when I talked about my first Fitbit problem, I went on way too long and I don't want to bore you to death. So the simple version is, I really like advanced sleep analytics and the Fitbit provides that and it's really nice. And it worked great for me up until about a year ago. And I reached out to Fitbit Support. And it became a very frustrating experience because they just kept making me start from square one. The agent would say, try this, 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 and this, go to bed, see if it works. And then I'd start again the next day and say, nope, that didn't fix it. And the new agent would be like, oh, well, let's do those same things again. And it got real frustrating and multiple devices were shipped. I tried different models, the problem remained. And they eventually just said, oh, well, we don't think it's us. Please give your device to someone else, have them create a Fitbit account, wear it to bed for multiple nights, and have them use it for a while and see if they have the issue or if it's just you. And that's when I quit. I got frustrated. I wasn't going to make someone else set up their own account, wear it to bed, set it up on their phone, all that. And I just gave up. And since then, it has not worked for me. So that was my first of two frustrations. But then recently, I got the Charge 5, and I did a review video on that, and I had mostly good things to say. And my one complaint was the battery does not last. And at that video, I think I said it lasts maybe up to 2 days. Well, shortly after that video, it went down to probably less than a day. I might get like 20 hours out of it. And when it comes to Fitbits or fitness trackers in general, I want them on my wrist as much as possible. I don't want reasons to take them off and forget to put them back on. I want to maybe take them off when I take a shower, do a quick charge, that's enough to top them off, and I'm good for the day. And I don't have to worry about it. But this thing was dying so often that I was having to charge it all the time, which meant it was going off my wrist, took quite a while to charge, and then I might forget to put it back on, and I was just not getting the data. I want that thing to be good where if it needs to, it lasts those 5, 6, 7 days that they report. And so I reached out to Fitbit Support, and this is where I got extremely frustrated. They had me do, again, a lot of the standard troubleshooting. We went through it, I did everything they asked, and they identified that there was a problem on their end. They told me, we have a known issue, we're working on it, another team's gonna get back with you. No one got back to me, so I reach out to them. The other team's still working on it, they're gonna get back to you in a couple days. Nothing. I think that process maybe happened one more time. They told me I need to still keep waiting, even though I got this brand new device I ordered. This isn't some that's 5 years old and my cousin gave me their hand-me-down. This is a brand new device that I pre-ordered and got as soon as it came out. And you would think they would be supporting this thing. But no, they just kept telling me to wait. So eventually I just kind of gave up and went on to some other devices. And then a couple months went by and yesterday I was like, wow, they still haven't reached out to me. Let me reach out to them. They probably got the fix by now. And I reached out and they said, yeah, it's a known issue. We'll work on it. This other team's going to get back to you shortly. And I expressed my frustration. I've been being told that since I got this device and it's been months. And they just said, yeah, sorry, you got to wait. And I'm sorry, but at that point, I'm done. This is a brand new device and all you keep doing is telling me to wait. I am surprised a company would support their products like that or treat their customers like that. So it is what it is. I'm done. I test these products for a living, so I'm not that upset. I'm just really disappointed in Fitbit, and I'm hoping others don't run into this. Now, based on my original review and the comments in that, I don't think everybody runs into this problem, but some people have reported it, and Fitbit's also told me it's a known issue. So if you decide to order that product or other Fitbit products, there's a good chance you're going to be just fine. My concern is more is that you might run into a problem, but more so, is that how support treats everybody? They just leave you hanging forever and never reach out and never fix the problem. And if that's the case, I'm going to have a lot harder time getting behind that company and recommending them. And that's why I've decided to switch. And I do have one other reason I decided to switch, and this is just with functionality for Fitbits. We live in a world of connected fitness devices. Just about anything you can work on these days has the ability to capture your heart rate, collect that, and use that as far as your post-ride information and your in-ride information, and that's nice to have. Any device that can do that, I really like doing that. And the Fitbit cannot broadcast HR heart rate information. So when I want to work out and say I'm on my tonal or a bike or a rower, I want that heart rate information on screen and I want that captured, and I don't want to have to go get a second device just for that. I want the device that's based on fitness to already do that. And other devices, most other devices do that, and I'm really surprised Fitbit doesn't. So just from a functionality perspective, that's kind of got me steering in other directions just so I can have that functionality. The one device that I use for fitness tracking also works with my workouts and just makes it so I don't have to keep switching devices or have secondary devices and just make extra purchases. So that's kind of the icing on the cake as far as reasons I'm switching away from Fitbit. So hopefully Fitbit comes around, they fix this and maybe improve their customer support. And if so, I'll create videos about that and inform you guys. But in the meantime, it's time to switch to the Whoop. I've used this as well as part of my testing. I put quite a bit of miles on these things, and I just really like them. One, they do broadcast that HR information that I talked about. So I can collect all my fitness data, I can wear this thing for a long time before it dies, and I can use it with my connected fitness devices and share that heart rate information. It's a feature you can turn on and off so you have control, but it's nice, it's just built in one device. I love that. Second to that is the contrast between support with Fitbit that I just described and Whoop. Very short version of the story. I thought I was having problems with my Whoop and it wasn't charging. I was having charge issues, kind of like the Fitbit. And so I reached out to them and their support was amazing. They didn't mess around. They did a few troubleshooting steps with me and then they said, let's send you some new stuff. And they actually did that twice. Come to find out, the power brick I was using was slowly going bad and it was affecting the charging capabilities on the Whoop. And I didn't know that until it kind of got worse and I was able to see other devices having problems too. So the problem wasn't even with the Whoop. The device was great. But they still supported it and didn't ask too many questions and took care of their customers, which is such a contrast to what I got out of Fitbit. So obviously that's going to steer me in a different direction. And another thing, and maybe this is because Whoop is a younger company, but I feel like they're doing more to try to be inventive. They're trying to come out with new features and functionalities. They're trying to change the landscape. And you constantly just feel like you're getting something new out of your device. There's features and functionality that just get you excited, where Fitbit, it's just almost always the same. A small new feature here or there, but when you get a new device, you put it on, you're all excited, and you're like, oh, this really isn't feeling different. Where the Whoop, it's new, it's exciting, and they just seem to be more excited about doing things that their customers want and making you have features and functionality that you get excited about. So I really like that and where they're going with the Whoop. And I'm not going to say this is a negative about the Whoop, but to be fully transparent, this is the 3.0. I put a request in to get the 4.0 ages ago, and they have not provided it. But I'm not going to blame Whoop. This is that same old story that you hear across the world right now with supply chain issues. All companies, even the company I work for, are having problems getting their products made and sent because of problems with the supply chain across the board. So I'm not going to fault Whoop, but when the 4.0 does arrive at my doorstep, I'll probably do a review for you on that and let you know what's improved. But regardless, I still love the 3.0. It's worked great, and I'm happy to go back to it. I don't feel like I'm going backwards at all. And now jumping in for my what Fitbit came back to me with. Now, when I reached out to them, I got pretty frustrated and kind of said, hey, I've reached out to you so many times. You keep telling me you're going to reach back out to me. It never happens. And I started to get a little irritated. I'm not very good at being mean, but I started to really push and say, this is getting ridiculous. Well, after I finished filming this video, they came back and said, we realize the issues on our end. We think it's the device. We're going to replace the device. which goes against kind of what I'd been told of. It's a broader issue. It's a multi-user issue, and we have to do something on the software side. There's something we're gonna have to figure out. And now it's just oh, your device is broke, we'll replace it. And for me, I appreciate that they're doing that. They're taking the steps to resolve my issue, but it took months to get to that point, and me having to reach out to them over and over and eventually just be angry. And is that what it takes to get support? Is that how Fitbit supports their customers? So from my end, is it too little, too late? So hopefully that does help, and this video doesn't come across as ragey or just me venting, but more so to inform you so you can make the best decision for you. If you did like this video, please toss it a like. It does help a ton, and I truly appreciate it. Subscribe to stay on top of everything where health and technology meet. And until next time, here's to a healthier you, and have a good one.